That's not my trademark, it's cold. Alright, today, or in this part of whatever video I end up throwing this in, probably shouldn't get its own video, it's not that big, but I'm mounting a catch can to the car. So this catch can, as you can see here, it's a Raceworks one. Wow. 1 litre catch can, drain port at the bottom, 2 -8s in there, and as you can see it breathes back into the intake. Okay, EPA, not functional. This is blocked off, it's just purely aesthetics. Look, ready? No hole. Fucking EPA, fuck the EPA. Anyway, so this catch can, I didn't want to run one, mainly because it's more effort, more money, more lines to run, this, that and the other. I really just wanted to run breathers off the valve covers, which is also venting to intake, despite they've just got 2 filters, vent to intake, not atmosphere intake, VTI, not VTA. But the car's gonna, we're really thinking it's purely gonna be E, just because we want to, like, when you swap between tunes and stuff, it just, a mix between you losing power. It's not quite as easy to do with a blower, I think. I could be extremely ignorant there, because you can open basically the blower equivalent of the wastegate and let more air out, but we want to keep it running as much power as it can all the time, kind of thing, and we don't want to run the risk of any detonation, so we want to keep it on E all the time. And what ethanol causes is a lot of blow-by. I'm not going to try and explain it. One, I don't exactly know why, but I've got a catch can on my Sylvia. May as well just a complete waste of time. It looks cool, but not necessary for me because I'm on 98 and there's no blow-by whatsoever. Basically, I've got nothing over like 2 years of having it. So, but this will be a very different story. This is going to be under more stress, slightly higher compression, it's going to have boost, so there's a good chance that it's going to fill this bad boy up. So the things I've got to look for here is my mount and accessibility to it, and also making it so it can be easily drained and whatnot, and also making sure it's out of the road enough that it's not going to be a problem. So I'll show you where I'm going to mount the thing and the process that I'm going to use to do it. It should be a pretty basic one, so I'm hoping this will be nice and easy. You know how that goes. There we go, that's it in there. I hope you can see it okay. So it's tucked in on the driver side passenger front guard / bumper area. I wanted to mount it off the bracket up the front there, like to match what I've got on the overflow on the other side, but it's too tight and they're a different size, so I couldn't do that. So what I'm going to do is use my power steering bracket and make a bracket into that, weld it to that bracket so it's all one piece, and then I'm just going to bolt it on and off there, and that's how I'm going to mount that. Accessibility, I don't need to pull the bumper off to drain it because the drain port's on the bottom, so that should be fine to do that. But I can, of course, because I've engineered in the quick release system, so this bumper will be easy to pull off because there's a lot of serviceability bits up the front here that need access, so we had to try and make that not such a hassle for us by undoing bolts. They're just push pins or whatever you want to call those. But yeah, so I'm going to start with my carburetor design. I've got my height basically, and I've just got to tweak the angle, just make sure I'm happy with the angle, give myself a bit of clearance, as you can see there, from the bumper. So I'm going to tilt it a bit more and spin it a bit more one direction than the other. But then I'll do my carburetor design brackets and shall make it.
Soundstripe.
in there, just like that. On and mounted. I'll neaten up the bracket once again. I was thinking about making it stronger, but it's like 1.6 mil mild steel, so she's pretty thick and holds itself there pretty well. It's a bit funny just how far it's come off the thing, but I can't really do too much coming down. There's just not really the option for that, because it's just, I could, but that's fine. That's not going anywhere. And everything's kind of loose as it is anyway, so that for flex is pretty good. And braided lines running off that way, probably ducking and weaving underneath the water pump. But that's on and good to go. I've checked with the fender, it comes down. This is going to be trimmed in a little bit, but there's still like 10 mil clearance to that there, which is great. Last bit to go on basically. Now just going to neaten up everything and they all come off. Happy days. Happy days. Alright, AC line, system, compressor, condenser, all got to run that stuff now. You'd think I'd be doing it to keep the cabin cool and that'd be nice, but no, all the AC stuff is purely just for the interchiller kit for the Supercharger. So, I don't know how much I've unboxed the interchiller before, but it's half mounted. The water system's mostly sorted, so now it's all the AC stuff. So I'll show you the compressor. I've got a brand new AC compressor that's already bolted in there temporarily, sitting on the block. I've got a crappy AC condenser right now, which should do for the moment, but I've got a nice one on the way, but sadly isn't here yet, but it's okay. And then I've got all of these things. So all this stuff's for the AC system here. These are all Burger Flex fittings that actually come locally. You can buy these at Repco, but they're an American brand. Highly recommended by Force Induction, which are the interchiller guys. They swear by these, so running all of them. These adapters, courtesy of Speedy Air spares. These are adapting the threaded ends on these. They're going to go into the AC compressor itself, and you thread your stuff on like that. And then of course all your hose. Most of that, oh god, hose. Most of that stuff's done. I've got to get 2 more of these to adapt to the actual condenser itself. I kind of forgot about that step. And I'll show you what it's looking like right now, but that's the goal, is to start routing all of this and get it all good. And basically 80% done, apart from the last little button up here and there, and probably crimping the fittings down. But I'm going to start running all those lines now. So coming over here, I'll give a bit of a rehash of what's happened. So interchiller itself there, that's our water tank of course, and now that's the AC condenser behind there, the crappy one. And then in here is our brand new AC compressor. Look at that shiny bastard, absolute weapon of a thing, weighs a ton. So that's there, we've got to run lines to it. So the big line here is kind of a mock-up, but that's the return line. Then the small line there is going to run out. I'm thinking I'm going to duct it under the headlight, because it's pretty crowded down there with all the oil line stuff. So as much as it, and it'll kind of mirror, because I'll have water lines on the opposite side there, coming from the actual the blower lid. So anyway, running back, I've got to run the other line in. It's going to go into the condenser there, then out into the air dryer here, if you can see that, without all the bloody lines in the way. There you go. Run it into there, and then it comes out from there, runs along here, and then it's going to go into that fitting into the interchiller. So I've got to kind of mount the air dryer itself, and I'm going to mount the line, run the lines at least into there. So there's a little bit to do at least.
stripe.
Check them out. Finally got around to plumbing up the water lines. Once we got the opportunity to stick the blower back on. The adapters aren't quite ready there. We're still working on that after I figured out my, what do you call it? Angles are wrong. The angle finder reader was giving me a dupe. Anyway, so that's the top one is to feed in, which is that one there, feeding all the way in, and then the bottom is return. It comes around here, underneath the headlight there, runs around and back into the water tank. So there's a couple more still to run. Sadly, I've only got enough to do one of them. Sadly, I didn't measure enough. I thought I would have anyway. But they look awesome, and they all clear the bonnet by not much, but enough. She looks a business now. That's almost all the plumbing. Only other extra plumbing we've got to do is one more in the AC, a couple more in the AC, and then eventually a catch can. But that one we'll have to do later because the engine is coming out. Alright, so I don't know how well I've documented it, but there should be a lot of photos showing me pulling apart the LSA blower. And so I've got it stripped back. This is the snout off the front there. As you can see, that's the big fuck off intake port where the throttle body mounts to. 102mm, I'm pretty sure, but I've measured it before I talk too much, but anyway. And so what I'm going to do now, and I did it on the Sylvia's intake manifold, is I'm going to chase out all the casting marks from the thing to make it look all appealing. Because once again, I'm going to talk out of my arse here, talking like I'm good, but I'm making the whole thing at such a standard that I've got to chase everything to make it match the other bit, you know? Can't have a sexy engine bay and then have casting marks on my intake snout for the blower. So, finger sander, sand all of those out. All the casting hopefully should look a lot better, and then this and the other bit of the casing where the rotors go, going to get vapor honed. All look schmicko, get the thing reassembled. The rotor fins currently are going to go get recoated so their clearances are even tighter than before. Despite they were good, everything could be fine, but just unknown blower kilometres, like they were told to us. I didn't pull it off a car or anything like that. I think they said 180,000 maybe the motor had. Maybe even less, I'm hoping less, but anyway. Whatever it is, the thing will be as good as new. It's going to get new bearings throughout the thing, new rotor casings, the whole thing is get pulled apart, reassembled, get new oils in the gears. All my delicious bolts are getting zinc coated, so they're going to look mwah, chef kiss a bish. So I'm just going to quickly address this, make this look nice. I took some before videos and photos, hopefully it looks a little bit better, otherwise it's all in vain. And then I'll show some after when it's all been vapor honed. And then back together, ready to make a boost. Alright,